Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Warpath 2 or Adam, and today, the only thing I wanted to do when I got home was play a game. Not just any game, I wanted to play the new SimCity game. And I know what you're thinking, SimCity, that's such a nerdy game, why would you ever want to play that? I don't know, I like it. And if you guys don't know, SimCity is an old school game that's been around for a long time, and they just released their newest iteration this week. Now, you may have heard about SimCity due to some of the issues that are coming out with the game, and I'll talk about those in a minute. But I want to talk about why I like SimCity so much. SimCity is the precursor to all management games or micromanagement games like Diner Dash, things like that. It's a much bigger version of that. You're essentially a city planner slash mayor slash civil engineer, and you can create these huge, sprawling cities with dense urbanization and country roads and all this stuff. It's a really cool thing. It's like Minecraft, but with strategy, better graphics, and with a little bit more as far as the planning goes. But yeah, that's what I wanted to play today. This game came out on Tuesday, and that's what I've been looking forward. I was getting paid today. I'm like, yeah, let me go buy this game. I'm going to do it. I'm going to enjoy it all weekend. But I can't do that. Now, this isn't to any fault of my own. It's not like I didn't get paid or I just suddenly decided I didn't want to play it. I could buy the game today, but chances are that almost 100% I wouldn't be able to play it. SimCity has a DRM system that's built into it that requires you to be constantly online. So what's happened since the launch of the game is that nobody can get a connection. Their servers have been inundated with connections. So some people are able to get to games, but they have to wait 30 minutes. Some people have to wait 30 minutes in line to play the game, and then the game won't start. That's terrible. That's really terrible. Now, I'll also say that EA and Origin are not offering refunds for these customers who can't get game connections. Instead, they're making them wait longer to play the game in the hopes that they'll have enough servers at some point. Now, this has also gotten to the point where EA has stopped all click-through advertising for SimCity, meaning this is like the little ads you see. They're trying to get the vendors to stop this so they aren't pushing the game as hard. And that's crazy. That just speaks to the volumes of how much of a problem this is for them. And so I decided, instead of trying to find games and things like that and hope that I'm not frustrated by it, because I would be so frustrated, I'd rage so hard, and I don't want to be frustrated by this, I want to be happy with the game while I'm playing it. It's kind of a peaceful game. It's something a little bit less stressful than Call of Duty sometimes or things like that. So I decided I'm not even going to buy it because of these issues right now. So the reason I bring this up is I didn't want to have a conversation just about SimCity. I wanted to talk about the bigger problem here, and that's requiring games to have a connection to the internet at all times. It's not as useful as developers think. So their biggest complaint, or their biggest reasoning behind it, is to make sure that nobody steals or pirates the game. That's what DRM is. It's digital rights management software. It's meant to ensure that you don't steal this game or you're not playing an illegal version of this game. So the creator, publisher, everybody gets their cut, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. Traditionally, what's always been the model is the license model, but as everybody knows, and I'm sure a lot of people have experienced, licensing can be worked around. You don't necessarily have to have a legitimate license, things like that. So developers a couple years ago for PC games and certain PC games have decided that, well, since it's not the perfect system, we need something better. And that's requiring games that are predominantly single player to have an always-on server connection, which is a problem. So this sounds familiar to some people, I'm sure, and this is exactly what happened with Diablo 3 last year. Now, Diablo was an alright game. It wasn't bad. I actually loved Diablo 2 quite a bit when I was younger, and I was really looking forward to Diablo 3. I went to the midnight launch. I've never done that for a PC game. The only time I ever go to midnight launches are Call of Duty games, and I went to the last Borderlands. But that's it. I never go to any other midnight launches, and I went to this one. I was so excited. What happened, though, in the ensuing days completely made me stop playing this game, to the point where I don't even want to play it to this day because of this experience. So the night I got it, I couldn't connect to a game for 2 hours. I had to wait till the California servers were turned on, which I guess, whatever, that's fine. but I couldn't play. And so when I go to play, I'm finally ready. I'm like, yes, let's play. Let's get the story going. 2 o'clock in the morning. I just want to play for a little bit before I have to go to work tomorrow. And I can't connect to the game. I was furious. I was very, very furious that I couldn't play this game that I just paid $60 for. So I thought, well, there's probably millions of people trying to access this right now. If not millions, hundreds of thousands of people who are all trying to play this game. So I was like, you know what? I'll just wait till tomorrow. I'll come home. I'll play the game after work. That'll be fine. So I come home and I play the game after work. I still can't access a game. I could not understand why a game that has a predominantly single-player campaign required me to connect to the internet at all times to try and play this game. I was so furious that I couldn't play the game. So I gave it a couple more days until they stated their server issues are done, and I finally got to play the game, and I was like, alright, well, this isn't bad. And then I got to a point in the game where I couldn't stand it anymore. This game's, again, always been single-player. The only thing you've ever needed was a computer that could support the graphics and a good enough processor to support the gameplay engine. That's it. So now what happens is the graphics are also tied into the connection for some stupid reason. So if something crazy happened graphically, my ping shoots up from being 27 or 40 milliseconds, whatever the connection was, to like 700 milliseconds. And so I lag in a single-player game. Call of Duty players, we think we have it bad. But no, lagging in a single-player game is terrible. So the solution to this, EA, anybody who's listening, Origin already does kind of verify the license of every game. It's a digital download service, so there really shouldn't be a way to pirate it. Even if there was, the chances of that happening and the work that'd be put into it are so extraordinarily high amount of work and so low chances that it shouldn't even be that issue to have this DRM since it's played through Origin to begin with. So just make Origin the primary DRM. Or, the better option, the option that everybody wants, is make an offline mode. It doesn't have to have every single feature that the online mode has, but an offline mode would make this work. It would make people happy. Or, you know what, maybe not even an offline mode. Maybe a selective licensing check mode, where every 45 minutes it tries to connect the server to check your license. Right now, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because you'd have people pinging the server at different times. It wouldn't all get overloaded at the same time because the game itself is not tied to the server. So that's it, guys. I hope this is not the future that we keep hearing about for the Xbox 720 or whatever they're going to call it in the PS4, where we have to have an always-on connected game for single player. If it is, I might not buy it. It's just, this doesn't seem like it's thought out well enough. This doesn't seem like it's implemented well enough. And this doesn't seem like this is going to be a successful system. Before I wrap this up, just imagine this. It's next November. You've waited in line for hours for the next Call of Duty game. You take it home. All you want to do is play, but it can't activate because the servers weren't ready. It'd make people furious. It doesn't seem like this does anything but to serve the people who make the game. This is not a good customer experience, and they should really think of this through a little bit differently. So that's it, guys. I'm going to wrap this up. Just in closing, fuck this always-on DRM constantly connected requirement for single-player games. Just build the offline mode. That's all we want. I'm Adam or Warpath 2, and you guys take it easy.